question for, well, we're going to say for Korey and Alan right now. A little too harsh on female characters in movies? Okay, you want to answer this, Alan? I'll put some answers in there, but I want to hear your response here too. Do you guys ever find yourselves to be a little too quick to label a female character a bitch when she does something unlikable, but more forgiving or understanding when a male character does something on the same level? I am not. I am not, Alan. I'll tell you why. Do you watch Breaking Bad, Alan?
No, I haven't seen Breaking Bad yet.
Okay. They have a character on Do you know the premise of Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Okay, on Breaking Bad, you got Walter White.
Yeah.
Who started out as an underpaid science teacher who had cancer, who decided to sell meth with one of his flunky ex-students and ends up getting a taste for power and is quickly becoming a meth kingpin in his city.
Okay.
Now, he has a wife that has to deal with this. He has a wife named, I think her name is Skylar. I don't know the actress's name who plays her. But there's been this wide consensus among fans of the show that Skylar is a bitch. And you got to look at Skylar's position. Walter White got her, okay, they got pregnant right before he started tripping out like this and getting on this whole, getting addicted to this power trip that he's on. So it's hard for her to leave him because of the baby she just had. He's becoming kind of a scary guy. Yeah. So she's scared. She's kind of fearing for her own safety and the son they already have. She's scared about the violence that his business might bring. And on top of that, realizing that she's stuck in a position for her child and for her family, for her own safety, she decides to stay in and try to help him out because she doesn't know what else to do. Yeah. She's almost kind of scared of what'll happen if she does go to the police. Not to mention that her brother-in-law is also a cop. So she's in this really rough position and she's upset about it. She's angry with Walter. Yeah. And people think, because she's angry, she's a complainer. That she's a stuck-up bitch who's whining all the time. And I'm thinking, no, this is a chick who's, I mean, how would you feel if you were stuck in that kind of situation that you never asked for, that just kind of crept up on you? Your husband or your wife or your significant other, your relative, was living a double life that you knew nothing about. And I don't think that accounts for a bitch. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you think that people are quicker to label a female character in a movie who, and sometimes might have a right to complain? They might label them a bitch because they are women, but men could probably get away with the same thing. Yeah, definitely. You got any examples?
Well, I know for one instance, like I was, matter of fact, one of the first things come to mind is like in Spartacus, where you have
the show.
Yeah, the Spartacus show. Where you have
Spartacus.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously. No, but you have in the first season you had well, matter of fact, her the actress name is she plays Xena.
Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, Lucy Lawless in the and well, from that aspect, especially in the first season, when you watch it, you consider her to be, I won't say the word, but
you don't ever say bitch?
No.
You never got mad at your mom or something? Say, you fucking bitch.
In my head, I would, or by myself, but not, I have too much respect for women. Okay. You know what I mean? I am an asshole sometimes.
Sex?
I'm an asshole sometimes, but I have too much respect for women.
Okay. What is it about this woman?
Well, later on, in the season, you start to see, what's going on. You see how, her struggles, as you go on, throughout the season. But ultimately, especially once you get to the end of the season, well, we're talking about the first season, where she does get what she deserves. But, I did feel a little pity for her, you know what I mean?
But is that you feeling pity for her? I think what this question is asking is that audiences who see these characters in these movies, when they're not actually being when they have a reasonable when they have a reason to be to be like they are, whether that be upset at a character or to actually complain.
Okay.
They say when they do that, the audience responds to that character saying, "Well, that character's a bitch for doing that."
Like Lori in The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, exactly.
Especially in the first season.
Now, I thought that there was a reason for calling Lori.
Okay.
And it's funny because people do kind of throw that word around a lot. I mean, I know we have on this show, but I just don't think Lori was written very well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of think people had a right to complain about Lori.
Okay.
But again, I wonder if people were complaining about Lori because it was easier to complain about a woman. Because you definitely have more people complaining about her than they were about Shane.
Yeah.
If you keep up with The Walking Dead, you have two characters on the show. You have the wife of one of the main characters who ends up being with her husband. But when she thinks her husband is dead, Rick on the show, when she thinks her husband is dead, she gets with his best friend. This is by the way, The Walking Dead is about a zombie apocalypse. So naturally, when she thinks the husband is dead, she gets with the best friend. She's not thinking that the husband's coming back, but when Rick comes back, she starts being caught between this.
She's it's like a tug of war.
It's her old relationship with Shane and her new relationship with her husband who just come back. And granted that I don't think they wrote the character very well, so there were some things that were annoying about her. But at the same time, see, this is what I'm talking about. Compare Shane to somebody like Walter White that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
These women are just women who are caught in a bad situation and are kind of responding in maybe anywhere from weird ways to ways that they're upset, which is to be expected. But then the male counterparts, they're downright crazy. They're dangerous, villainous, crazy people. Walter White is definitely a villain. He's a meth kingpin who is ruthless. Shane just lost his mind. He's becoming murderous.
Yeah.
But definitely. Nobody really complains about them. Nobody's saying, "Oh, those guys are assholes."
Yeah, it's sort of like it's sort of like the way the way of the world. It's just the way of the world. That's naturally especially because their masculinity and their position as men. In most cases, women are put to the side and then when they start to when they want to want to rise up, most people want to kick them back down.
So what you're saying is that ruthlessness is a characteristic that's expected of men.
When it comes to power, yes.
Okay. All right.